China is working to adopt more vigorous policies and measures to combat climate change, and helping provide insight on this is Changhua Wu. She is Executive Director of the Professional Association for China's Environment. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we heard a war on nature. I'd like to get your reaction to the UN Secretary General's State of Our Planet address.
That's another very strong call, calling for awareness, calling for political desire, and calling for actions. I think we all recognize climate change is an existential threat to humanity, and now we are literally ruining the nature, ruining the ecosystems. In return, we are definitely suffering from the consequences. Besides the extreme weather events, the forest fires, the flooding, and the droughts, and also now virus, right? And so more than ever, I think this is a great time to call again for global political aspiration and calling for actions from both public and private sector as well as the society to take actions to seriously address the challenge.
Well, we know that China has taken a global leadership role in recent years when it comes to the climate. President Xi Jinping just in September announced a goal of carbon neutrality by the year 2060 and lead a green revolution. How will China do that?
It's a great question. Actually, ever since the announcement about a couple of months ago, I think professionals like me and many others are pretty much jumping into the pool, trying to figure out actually how to address all the pieces together. This is probably the biggest puzzle we need to address. I think the roadmap is getting clearer. And a few things. One, China is the world's largest coal producer and coal consumer. And so we need to definitely address that as soon as possible. So we have about 40 years for decades between now and 2060. So we need to address that to turn that into non-fossil fuels and literally reducing or minimizing coal consumption by as much as possible, maybe down to maybe only 5 or 10% of the energy structure overall before 2050. And on the other side, actually, we do need to develop dramatically non-fossil fuel energy, particularly around the renewable energy. Of course, China is also using a lot of nuclear power there as well. But renewable energy has definitely sending a very positive signals in terms of technology progress, in terms of industrialization of the technologies like solar and wind, and now batteries, as well as a dramatic decrease actually of the cost of those technologies. Now more than ever, we are ready. We are ready to deploy those technologies to really shift the fossil fuel-based economy to a cleaner energy-based economy. And other than that, I think, yeah, all the technologies are ready. We need to deploy them immediately.
We have about a minute left, but I've got to ask you about President-elect Joe Biden and his intent for the United States to return to the Paris Climate Accord next year. What will that mean, especially since this is a big area where there has been consensus in the past between the United States and China?
It's one of the most exciting news, actually, and the international community needs the U.S. coming back to the Paris Agreement and demonstrate its leadership and working with China, EU, and others to literally redefine our future different or new economic structure. I think with the three elephants in the room, they need to shoulder their responsibility and really accelerate the shift towards a totally different future.
All right, Changhua Wu, great to hear your take. Thank you so much for joining us.